Hey everyone, Madabelle Minifigs here, and welcome back to my annual summer Harry Potter Lego set first look video. I've done several of these in the past years, and this is the one for 2024. I'm pretty excited. There's a great lineup to talk about today. If you are unaware, this video is typically longer than the rest of my videos, because I like to really examine the sets, and there's quite a large number of them. So enough with the chatter, I'll get straight on into it. The first set to look at today is set number 76427. It is titled Buckbeak, and it has 723 pieces. So this will retail at 80 Canadian dollars, 60 US dollars, 55 Great British pounds, and 90 Australian dollars. Taking a look at what's included in the set, we see it's a brick-built Buckbeak with a stone build, 2 pumpkins, and a brick-built crow. So that's all there is to this set. Not much included, but the Buckbeak is posable. It's got a lot of points of articulation, it looks like. So it can stretch, it can lie down, it can spread its wings, it can stand. Overall, if you know me well, you know that I am not a fan of brick-built creatures. I have never owned one. Between Hedwig's and the fox and the other Hedwig, and yeah, never had one. I'm not that interested in them. I'm just not a fan. It doesn't fit in with any of my displays. So this will have to be one that I pass on. I will say it seems pretty expensive for just what comes in it, but I guess it does use a lot of pieces, and I'm not seeing this in real life, so I don't know the actual dimensions of it. It's got them on the box. I don't care to look at that though. So yeah, not for me, but it's a nice design. I see the hippogriff. The little side build, I feel like it could do without. Honestly, I don't like how it looks very much, and I feel like it just bumps up the price, but it's kind of unnecessary to be there. Okay, next is set number 76435. Hogwarts Castle, The Great Hall. This has 1,732 pieces, and before I tell you the price, you're probably thinking, hey, we had a Great Hall about 2 years ago, didn't we? And another one like 4 years before that. Yeah, this is the third Great Hall build that LEGO have put out since 2018's reboot, which is a whole other thing I'm going to touch on. But yes, this is another LEGO Great Hall. It will retail for 260 Canadian dollars, 200 US dollars, 170 Great British pounds, and 300 Australian dollars. So that's pretty expensive. I feel like LEGO Harry Potter has really increased in price. I could be misremembering. I was younger when I was getting sets before. I didn't buy a lot of them for myself. So money didn't mean as much to me back then as it does now. Maybe it hasn't really increased that much, but I really think that it has. So this build is gorgeous upon first look, actually. When I heard we were getting another Great Hall, I was not extremely happy about that because I do not have the original Great Hall build, but I have the second one that came out with the Chamber of Secrets underneath it. And it takes up the majority of my Lego table. It's pretty big. My Hogwarts display, I believe I've mentioned this in previous videos, but I'm not sure if I kept it in or cut it out. So I'm keeping it in this one. I have no room for any more castle builds on my Hogwarts display. The reason you haven't seen any reviews of newer Hogwarts builds and all of my builds are kind of outdated sets, that is because I don't have any more room on my Hogwarts display table for Hogwarts pieces, and currently I have no way to fix that by adding on to the table. There's no possible way for me to store any more Hogwarts castle builds, which is unfortunate because building my Hogwarts display is one of my favorite things. I typically only collect Harry Potter Lego, with the exception of like sitcom sets like Friends, The Office, and like Lego botanical stuff. I've got the Everyone is Awesome set. Like I've just got like little builds here and there, but I typically only collect Lego Harry Potter, with Lego Hogwarts Castle being like what I value building the most. So I am quite frustrated that they keep releasing locations that we already have, but just changing them a little bit. Like we have 2 room of requirements now, but they're different room of requirements, but it's still the room of requirement. And now we have a 3rd Great Hall. It's just quite frustrating to me as a Lego collector, because I do like to have them all, which is not a great mindset. I know I have to work on that, but like I want to complete my castle. I want to have parts of the castle that I haven't had before. And Lego's trick is that they include parts in the castle that the previous Great Hall didn't have, and the previous Great Hall didn't have. So the first one released, and then the second one was released, but it had the Chamber of Secrets. So people who had the first one had to get the second one so they could have the Chamber of Secrets. Now this one released, and well, let's see what it has underneath. The Hufflepuff Common Room. Oh my goodness. I am a Hufflepuff. And we are often overlooked because people kind of consider it like the other house based on the wording of something in one of the books. But, you know, I love being a Hufflepuff. You know, we're known for loyalty, hard work, and all the values that they have, I do really value in my own life. So I find it quite frustrating that my house is quite overlooked, and it is overlooked in Lego a lot, as are most of the houses outside of Gryffindor. And we have only ever seen the Gryffindor common room put into Lego. Actually, no, we haven't. Sort of. We've had the Ravenclaw girls' dormitory and the Gryffindor boys' dormitory twice, but I don't think we've ever had a common room now that I'm thinking about it. So I'm really excited to have the Hufflepuff common room, and it's actually really cool. You have to go through like this barrel entrance. It's a really like homey feel to it, and I'm so excited to see that included in this set. As well, it comes with the troll scene from the first movie, which is amazing. We have not seen that since since the reboot. That has not been a thing. So that's again really exciting. And there's also a lot of characters that have not previously been included. So in the set we get the amazing troll, Like, it looks so good and so movie accurate as well. I love it. We got Dumbledore, Quirrell with a new face expression, which really suits him. Then we've got Professor Vector, who I don't believe we've seen before. Again, super exciting. Harry, Ron, Hermione, don't really care about them. Leanne, who we haven't seen in LEGO before. Daphne Greengrass, who we haven't seen in LEGO before. And Terry Boot, who we haven't seen in LEGO before. All with different, the Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin torsos. So I think LEGO did that to not just give us characters we haven't seen before, which I'm really thankful for. I love getting new characters, but also so that people can have torsos to create more students of different houses. And then it also comes with a Fat Friar Ghost, which is the Hufflepuff house ghost. So again, that's really exciting to me. So the promo pictures here show that the Hufflepuff common room build and the bathroom build can slide out. So that's interesting, I guess. It's customizable, which we will touch on again later. And then it shows this like little getaway for Quirrell. I don't really know what that's about because Quirrell doesn't escape out the back ever. But this also gives us like good views of the stairs leading up to the Great Hall. I really like how that looks. The exterior of this castle is gorgeous. And it also connects to the boathouse. If you look on the back of the box, it shows the boathouse that came out in the last wave connecting to those stairs. So that's really awesome. And even the Great Hall build itself does change it up from the previous ones we've seen. It's kind of decked out for night. Like you can see the clouds up there. It's like the night sky, which is new. It would be nice if it could connect somehow to the other Great Hall being like the other half of the Great Hall, because this is only half since it doesn't have a backing. But yeah, the roof consistency wouldn't match. Oh yeah, speaking of, we're back to gray roofs, which I'm really happy about, but it also really upsets me that we that we had that time in between with the green roofs, because if you watched my video for, I think it was the 2022 summer wave with all the green roofs, I was like really angry and I talked about that all the time. So we're back to gray roofs, which is super exciting for me, but now I have all these green roof sets that I don't like. I like the sets, I just don't like the roofs. Okay, moving on. We have set number 76439, Ollivanders and Madame Malkin's Rose. This has 744 pieces and will retail for 120 Canadian dollars, 90 US dollars, 80 Great British pounds, and 150 Australian dollars. Let me start off by saying I cannot stand how they are redoing Diagon Alley at a different scale. I understand that the D2C Diagon Alley is not extremely affordable. However, as someone who owns it, it is quite frustrating that they are releasing different models of the building at a smaller scale, and in those sets, including other parts of Diagon Alley that were not included in the DCC. So, like the Weasley's Wizard Beezes one had like the owl post, I believe, which was not included in the whole Diagon Alley set. So, if I want to get the owl post, even though it's at a smaller scale, then I get a total like second was Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, which I don't want. Same with this Ollivanders. And there's a lot of things in this set that are newly introduced, which we'll touch on in a second, that I'm really frustrated aren't actually in the Ollivanders that I currently own. And I would love a Madame Malkin's at a scale that matches the rest of my Diagon Alley and without having to buy a second Ollivanders. But let's actually take a look at this set. So I really like how it looks, even though it's a smaller scale than the one I have. It's very detailed. The exteriors look really nice, albeit not as nice as some of the customs I've seen on Instagram. So, interior here, we got a really close look at all of these new wand builds, or wand molds. I don't know if they're extensions onto current wands or if they're actually printed this way. It looks like they're molded this way. But oh my gosh, there's so many new different styles of wands, and why could we not have had that in the Diagon Alley Ollivanders? That's genius. I love it. It adds so much character to the wands. But it looks like in all of the other sets, they're just getting these regular ones that we've had in every single set before. Now you can only get these fancy style wands in Ollivanders. Ugh, so frustrating. And this ladder, this sliding ladder, is super cool. I love that. And then Madame Malkin's is just a pretty simple robe shop. I like the colors, not much to it. We've got a flower cart here for some reason, and then this sign for different stores in Diagon Alley, which I would actually love for my own Diagon Alley. I think it would look pretty cute in there. I've added the wizard accessory pack. I put those things in my Diagon Alley just to add a little more to it. I don't have Gringotts though, so don't get me started. But I'm seeing here there's maybe a galleon, sickle, or nut print, and I don't know if that's from Gringotts. I never actually filmed a video about that because I was kind of frustrated with how much it was. I'm pretty sure in Canada, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it amounts to more than the entire Diagon Alley that I already have cost. Maybe that's just in my head, but that was really upsetting to me because it's just one building instead of 4 components. Moving on to the characters. So we get Ollivander, Harry, in his not so exclusive Diagon Alley outfit. Although looking at the printing, it does look like it's a different torso that just looks similar to the one we already have. A random student in a wheelchair, which is interesting. I don't remember ever seeing a kid in a wheelchair at Hogwarts, but I like the diversity. And then we've got Madame Malkin, Padma Patil, and another random witch lady. And this does connect to the existing Weasley's Wizard Wheezes and Owlpost set that came out in one of the previous waves. Alrighty, moving on, we have Mandrake, set number 76433 with 579 pieces. This will retail for 90 Canadian dollars, 70 US dollars, 60 Great British pounds, and 100 Australian dollars. I'm gonna be honest with you, even though I don't like brick-built creatures, I actually think I would love this in my collection. And The reason being for this is that it's a plant and a creature, and I love the Lego Botanical Collection. In my future home, I will have no real plants. I will have strictly Lego plants because I can't keep plants alive, but I can keep Lego alive, and I just love how they look. I think this would actually look really cool having a little potted mandrake, but you know, I'll probably feel on again, off again about it. So you can depot the mandrake and move its mouth and its stomach. Here's the top view and the back of the box. Not much to it, but pretty expensive for what it is. Moving on to a set that I'm really excited about, actually. It's set number 76431, Hogwarts Castle Potions class. It's got 397 pieces and will retail for 50 Canadian dollars, 40 US dollars, 35 Great British pounds, and 60 Australian dollars. This set is gorgeous. I love it so much. The inclusion of all these potion ingredients is amazing, and compared to the last potions class that we received, which was in that Whomping Willow set that also had part of the castle, this is a huge step up. So it can be folded into a square room, but I think it looks a lot nicer when it's all spread out. However, that would take up more space. And the minifigures included are Hermione Granger, Pansy Parkinson when she's young, which I love her character so much, more so in like my own headcanon way and not how she actually was in the canon, but I'm really excited to have this minifigure be introduced. And then Seamus and Snape. These ingredients bottles too, I just love how they look. And these new cauldron bubbly pieces, kind of a weird shape, but still a nice change. And here you can see that this folded room can slide into the place of the Hufflepuff common room in the Great Hall set. I don't really know why this is necessary. Yes, it's in the dungeons alongside those other things, but if you take out the Hufflepuff common room to put this in there, then where are you putting the Hufflepuff common room? Like, I don't really get that function, but it's there. Also, I forgot to mention these castle builds are including collectible portraits, kind of like the Chocolate Frog cards, which I loved and hated at the same time. Hated because I kept getting duplicates, loved because they looked pretty awesome. Next up is set number 76438. It is the advent calendar for this year, and it has 301 pieces and will retail for 60 Canadian dollars, 45 US dollars, 30 Great British pounds, and 60 Australian dollars. I'll say right off the bat, this is a huge improvement from the one that released last year. I hated the one last year, didn't get it. It looked like it came with absolutely nothing. It was pretty frustrating, to be honest. Especially because it keeps going up in price. I'm not gonna pay $60 for that set from last year. It was really disappointing. This one is better. I'm not actually going to show any of the other pictures except for the front of the box because I don't want to give any spoilers to anyone who might be looking at getting this year. So as it is a step up, it's still not really worth $60 to me, although we do get some new minifigures. We have Draco Dumbledore, an old Flitwick from the first movie, Cho, Susan Bones, who we haven't seen since the original Great Hall set, Harry, and then a choir ghost, which I love what she looks like. She's amazing. And would honestly consider getting this advent calendar purely for her. Again, like I said, $60 Canadian is pretty steep for this. And a lot of the builds are kind of repeats of what we've seen in previous advent calendars. It's kind of hard to get Harry Potter advent calendars every year because they do reuse a lot of the same builds. Like, I have so many Lego Christmas trees from these advent calendars, and I don't even keep them out unless I'm decorating my Hogwarts for Christmas. So, you know, I haven't made up my mind yet about this, but it is a huge improvement from last year. A few sets left, and this one is gorgeous. This is set number 76440, Triwizard Tournament, The Arrival, with 1,229 pieces. This will retail for 180 Canadian dollars, 140 US dollars, 125 Great British pounds, and 230 Australian dollars. Here before us, you can see the Durmstrang ship and Beauxbaton's carriage in a single set. Wow. These builds are stunning side by side. The ship is so amazing. They nailed it. They really did. I cannot believe they included both the ship and the carriage in one set, but I'm so glad they did because I don't own the carriage, even though it has been released before. So this is really exciting that it comes all in one. Minifigures, we're looking at Ego Karkaroff, which is new. That he's not been in Lego before since 2018. Whenever I say we haven't seen this in Lego before, I mean since the 2018 reboot. I did not collect Harry Potter Lego before then, and I know that there's older sets from the earlier 2000s. I don't know really anything about them. So if I say we haven't seen them before, I mean since they rebooted the Harry Potter Lego franchise in 2018. So we got Ego Karkaroff, which is new, a completely new look for Victor Krum. Once again, we have Barty Crouch Sr. for the second time, Fleur Delacour, and a horrifying Madame Maxim with Woody legs from Toy Story. Oh my gosh, I do not like these big long legs. They are horrifying, and she looks way better in her gowns that I currently have her in. And then front and center here we can see the Triwizard Cup and the Goblet of Fire, which look almost identical to the builds of them that were included in the Yule Ball Advent Calendar. I think that was 2022's Harry Potter Advent Calendar. The back of the box shows us that there's actually some interior designs in the boat, which is amazing. I don't really think there is this time in the Beauxbaton's carriage, but there was last time, like it all folded apart, if I remember correctly. But yeah, there was a lot of detail put into this, and it looks really nice. I really like this set. And lastly, a very small set, but surprisingly, one that I really love is set number 76434, Aragog in the Forbidden Forest. It has 195 pieces. It might also be 45. I wrote it down and I can't tell which one it is. And it will retail for 25 Canadian dollars, 20 US dollars, 18 Great British pounds, and 30 Australian dollars. This Aragog build is way better than the original one. I don't have the original one, but I know what it looks like, and this one is so much better. It just looks exactly like Aragog in my opinion. I really like how it turned out. I do have a bit of a Forbidden Forest setup on my Hogwarts table. Not the most recent Forbidden Forest, like with magical creatures set that came out. Didn't pick that one up. But just from previous Harry Potter sets that I've had little bits of forest. I've all like Grop, the Luna carriage one. I don't keep the carriage there, but I keep other things that came in the set over there. So I have a nice little corner of my table that features Forbidden Forest stuff. I would love to have this Aragog to go with it. The Aragog is posable as well. And taking a look at the minifigures, we're finally getting some new exclusive outfits for the Chamber of Secrets movie. I swear I have so many of the same Harry and Ron outfits from that movie. It's ridiculous. I should post something on Instagram with all of my identical outfits to show you guys. And then in the back of the box here, we can see a glimpse of the Ford Anglia. If you are an owner of one of the 3 Ford Anglias that have been released since 2018, you can use your Ford Anglia to display over here in this scene as well. I currently have 2 Ford Anglias. I do not plan on getting a third, but I store one of them at Privet Drive and one of them at the Burrow. Sometimes instead I store one of them in the Whomping Willow. It really depends, but gosh, it's crazy how many of them there are. It's the same car and only one of them exists in the Harry Potter universe. So it's kind of funny that they keep making it, but it would be perfect alongside this set. So maybe you want to pick up the one that just released in the last wave, which was just the Ford Anglia on its own. So you can have another one to display in this area of your display. So that is all the sets in this upcoming wave. I did talk a lot about them. I am really excited. I do feel very passionately about the things I talked about today. With that said, I want to hear your thoughts on all of these sets because I'm very excited about them, and I know a lot of the people in the LEGO community are very excited about them. So please share your thoughts with me in the comments down below. And as always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing to my channel and check out my previous videos.